Hello friends! Today we are sewing clothes for my mom. Her birthday is in a few weeks and this can go fine or go really wrong. I'm so used to sewing for myself. I know how things fit me. Working with another body type and another size complicates things. And there's also a different kind of pressure. If it's for me, I don't care if it's a little bit wrong, but when it's for someone else, I want them to have something nice enough. Luckily for me, my mom sees anything I create with my hands as a marvel created by fairies, so that takes off the pressure a little bit. Most of the time I make my clothes with scraps or upcycled fabrics, but this time I went to the fabric store with her and she chose the fabric herself. She's one of those people who doesn't usually express what she wants, so I wanted to make sure I had her honest opinion about the fabrics. We chose these beautiful linens, this dune color for the pants and this light one for the blouse. By the way, I pre-washed both fabrics. This is a reminder that you should always wash your linens before sewing, otherwise it might shrink. Now let's look at the inspiration I gathered for this outfit. She likes very simple, white and comfortable clothes, so gatherings and excessive decorations are out of the equation. The final objective is comfort and quality. I just want her to feel good wearing it. I'm going to make the pants wide and with pockets. She's pretty tall, so I'm a little bit anxious about making the measurements right. Last time I made pants for her, I didn't add enough length. For the blouse, I'm looking for something breezy, and she told me she likes a Mao neck, so I will try to make one of those, although it will be my first time. I will probably be super focused trying my best to make a decent outfit, so this might be a more relaxing, less talking kind of a video. I hope you're in with it. I'm starting with the base pants pattern I designed in one of my recent videos and adjusting it to fit her size. I ran out of pattern paper, so now I need to add the curve for the crotch manually. She likes her pants a bit more fitted at the bottom. Since this is a palazzo style pattern, I'm going to take in a few centimeters, but only on the inside seam, not both sides, like I'm showing here. To make sure I don't take in too much, I'm using a pair of reference pants as my guide. I like to mark the back and front as well as the wrong side of the fabric. For the pockets, I'm starting with a base pattern, but I'm making them taller and rectangular so I can attach them to the front waistband. I didn't do this in my last pants, and it's so annoying how they always end up at the back. These leftovers might make a cute headband for summer, to the scrap fabric pile. It feels good to be using my sewing skills to make something for my mom. While growing up, my moms always believed in us. When I painted, they truly believed I could one day become as brilliant as Frida Kahlo or Berthe Morisot. If I took a part in a play, my mom would completely believe I would become a cinema star. And they did this without pressuring me to become those things. They just made me feel I could achieve anything, and they also taught me that practice and effort has a lot to do with it. I think having someone believe so strongly in me made it possible to achieve much more than I would have expected from myself. And I want to become that kind of someone for you. I've read your lovely comments, sharing your projects and your stories. Some of you don't have that kind of support. Some of you struggle with chronic illness and still you've reached out to me and others. You share your wisdom and tips, your projects, how you finally took a chance on crochet or started using your mom's sewing machine. And that's magic to my ears. I do believe you can be as brilliant as Bernadette Banner. You don't need to be, but know that you could. It wasn't perfection that made great artists or makers who they are. It was practice and passion. Showing up again and again, even when it felt imperfect. And even if what you achieve is a simple hair scrunchie, it's still really impressive. You are like a magician, so please do not fall into comparing yourself with other people and diminish what you've accomplished. If I were your mom, I would be so proud of you for that. Here I started to get a bit worried because the waist was looking too small. I measured everything so many times, but somehow I completely forgot to double check the waist. It's based on my usual pants pattern, which is quite wide because I always add an elastic waistband, but still in my size. So now I'm not sure it's going to be enough for my mom's measurements. Let's hope it is. So here's how the pants turn out. I actually really like them. They look almost store-bought, like something for a Moniclo. And this is the waistband. There's still a little bit of room, but I'm a little concerned because it also fits me without falling down. I just really hope they are not too small. Now for the blouse. These are the reference pics she liked more, so I'm going to try to recreate these. But blouses are a bit more tricky than pants for me, especially because I have no idea how I will make the neck. But we shall see when we get there. Okay, making the base of the blouse was actually quite easy and calming. But now I'm going to prepare the sleeves and the neckline. I expect this part to be more complicated. Luckily for me, the rest of the fabric measures exactly the length I wanted for the sleeves, plus some extra fabric for other details. This color is quite plain, so to make the blouse more interesting, I want to add some buttons and a mauve color. For the buttons, I'm cutting 2 strips to reinforce and finish the button placket. And for the mauve color, I checked one of my sewing books and it suggests a shape like this. But usually this kind of color stands up and I actually want mine to sit down, so I'm not completely sure if it works the same way. Anyway, I'm just going to experiment as I go. My idea is to sew this to the wrong side first, then flip it to the right side and stitch the other edge neatly on top. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well. I'm not even sure I fully understand it myself, but we're going to try. Let's go. Oops, sorry, you're very crooked. There you go. Okay, it's time to sew this onto the front. I thought about doing this off camera so I wouldn't get more nervous, but if something happens, I want you here with me. Wish me luck. Oh no! The machine is eating the fabric at the start. There isn't enough fabric for the machine to grab. I'm going to start further and sew to the edge. Now it's better, but let's not call it a victory yet. I'm going to keep going. Yes, I did it! It's not my best job, but it's not bad at all. Well, here in the middle is a little bit weird, but I believe I can fix it by pressing it a little bit. If not, well, it's only the inside of the blouse. That was a roller coaster for me, so I'm going to continue the sleeves and buttons tomorrow. Morning! I believe today I can finish the blouse, and this weekend my mom will try on the pants just in case they are indeed too small at the waist. All my buttons are thrifted or from old clothes, so let's see what I've got. Here's the blouse so far. Of course, it looks too big on me, but my mom is very tall, so this seems the right size for her. But I'm not sure about the end of the sleeve. Isn't it a little bit too wide? Maybe if I add an elastic band to it, it will look better? So I tested that in one sleeve, and I think I prefer the plain version. Looks more like my mother's style. Now I just have to sew the buttons and I will be done. I love this blouse. Since I invented the color without knowing what I was doing, it now has a very special and charming look. I don't think I've ever seen a color like it. But I have bad news about the pants. I asked my mom to try them on this weekend, and the waist is too small as I feared. On the bright side, I still have some days before her birthday to fix it. I don't want to remake the pockets, but I will unstitch the waistband and remove the elastic band, and then add some extra fabric on each side. Luckily, I still have some left. I unstitched the waist hem and a little bit on the sides, and now I'm going to attach the new piece of fabric. This is how I make my pants bigger when they don't fit me. This is your reminder that mistakes happen, but most of the time they have a solution. So don't let your fear of mistakes keep you from trying something. Even though I've made tons of garments, I still make mistakes, and I expect it will continue on happening to me. Now that it's fixed, let's finally see the full outfit on a gorgeous model. Overall, I think I managed to find the style and comfort she was looking for, and she was very happy with it. Thank you for joining me in this adventure, and I will see you in my next video. Adeu!